Hi there, beautiful people. Welcome back to Stories Down Under. My name is Stella, and my lovely friend here is Fran. We both work in finance, and our goal is to make financial information accessible to everybody. And what better way to wind up the year than to talk about the hard financial lessons we've learned this year. So with that note, Fran will start us off with our first point.
Thanks, Stella. The year has gone really fast, and we tried our best, but along the way, we learned a lot of things that we would like to share, and hopefully you can learn from them. The first thing that we learned was that it is a must to save. Don't wait to earn more money. Don't wait until your paycheck has increased. Don't wait until you get a side hustle. Just start saving. It doesn't matter how much you save in a month, but start saving. And also, it's very important to have emergency funds, because we've learned that anything can happen unexpectedly, and that is the time that the saving kitty can help or can come in handy. So it was very important for us to learn that we must save despite everything. And we're looking forward to the new year because we're going to start saving seriously. Personally, I will save, even if it's $50 or $10 a month. I must put up a goal and make sure that I have enough money on my emergency kitty.
Absolutely. I love that. I think one of the things that taught me how to save is that I think the book is called, I'm forgetting the name of the book, but there's this one writer, I'll probably leave it in the link below, and he talks about paying yourself first.
Oh, The Barefoot Investor by Scott Page, I think he's Australian. It's a very good book.
Thanks for that, Fran. So he talks about paying yourself first, and if you don't pay yourself, if you don't put any money aside, it's like you've been working for the last maybe 5 years or 10 years and you don't have anything to show for it, because it's very easy to just keep spending and never be able to save. So as Fran has said, even if it's just $10 or $5, as long as once you get your income, before you do anything, before you take care of everyone else, take care of yourself by saving first. I love that. The second one that is still very closely related to that I learned this year is that you have to fight the urge to increase your living expenses as your income increases. So it's very natural. If your income increases, which a lot of people have probably had a pay raise this year, however, you can look at your bank account and it still looks the same, and you wonder, what happened? It's just like sometimes I look in hindsight, when I was a student, I used to be able to pay about 16,000 every semester. So every 3 months I had 16,000 to pay my international school fees. But do I have 16,000 right now every single 3 months?
Of course not, because you're buying coffee every day.
Exactly. Am I earning a whole lot more than I used to earn as a student? Absolutely. But that just goes to show that it's very easy. As your income increases, your lifestyle also increases. You want to drive a better car, which is absolutely fine, but you also have to remember that it's very important to stick to a budget and to be able to, even if your income increases, do not increase your living expenses. Try to increase your savings. So I was very fortunate this year that I got a 25% increase in my income. And what I've done with that is ensure that my savings have increased by 25% for the very least. So just to encourage you, based again on the first point, you have to save despite your income, and also try to increase your income in whatever way. Could it be a side hustle, maybe finding a new job, as we always say in our channel, that sometimes if your boss is not willing to match the pay rate out within your career point, then it's time to look for another opportunity. But as you look for another opportunity, as your income increases, remember that you have to fight the urge to live large and save more.
Good one, Stella. And just talking, in addition to what Stella has said on savings, I also realized that if it's difficult for you to save physical money or actual money, especially when you're in Australia, you can opt for a salary sacrificing package where you take you get it done directly before it hits your account, you can salary sacrifice towards your super, and this is some sort of long-term investment. So for example, in my case, I put $500 towards my super every month, and to me that is a form of saving.
Absolutely, yeah.
So there are different ways you can do that.
I love that, because even before the money hits your account, your employer has already done the deduction.
So you have no control over it at all.
You don't have control over it. And what better way than to save? Because super, your money is invested in some of the best investments. And if you want to see how to go about the whole super, we have a video specifically on super. So very good point, Fran.
Thank you, Stella. The next one is look out for bargains, and this would be linked to saving, because it's a good way of saving if you can save something by just bargaining. For example, on interest rates, you notice that different banks charge different rates, and if you look or do your research, you can get a better deal out there that can end up saving you like about $500 a month. So look out for rates. We will leave something on our video just on a number of sites that we've checked, or a number of banks that we know have good deals. We're not paid or we're not doing marketing, but just based on our experiences. So look out for savings in terms of bank interest, in terms of your mortgage interest, and even in terms of credit card. You'll find much better deals than what you're on, and that can save you $100 a month or $500 a month, which you could save somewhere or put somewhere.
Just don't be happy. Whatever you're given, don't just say, okay, that's fine. Even talking about the interest rates, also with your health insurance, those payments that are deducted from you every single month. I think as you start the new year, it's a time to evaluate and say, well, this is the healthcare provider that I've been with. Are there better outside there? This is the bank I've been banking with. This is the bank that I have my mortgage in. Is there a bank that can offer me a better interest rate? So in the theme of increasing our income and increasing our savings, I think that's a really good point.
Exactly.
The other thing that this is quite personal, and I thought it was quite important for me to put it out there, is that be clear about what you want to invest your money in. And you don't have to, just because you have savings in your account, it doesn't mean that you have to find the next opportunity, the next investment. Sometimes it's okay to hold on to that money so that you're able to take advantage of the opportunity that really, really resonates with you. So a lot of times, and I grew up hearing this, is that, putting money in your bank account and it's not earning you much money is a waste of time. So I always, every time I had my savings hit a certain point, I always looked out for, what can I buy? What investment property? It's like money.
The excitement.
Yeah, exactly. You get too excited, and sometimes you end up buying an investment property or something that you really end up saying, noticing that actually, if I'd done more research, if I'd just held on to that money, though another opportunity comes up, but because you already used up your money, you don't have the capability to take advantage of that opportunity. So again, as you set up your New Year's goals, I think it's time to evaluate and say what really matters to you. And when you have a clear vision of what really matters to you, in the next 10 years, what do you want to have in your portfolio, for example? What do you want to have as your assets? That way you're very clear, and hence, if something comes along the way, you're like, no, that's not it. That's not what I want. As much as it might sound so good to be true, it's okay to hold on to that money in your bank and gain interest. There's so many better now fixed rate interest rates that you could get with your money, and hold on until that perfect opportunity arises.
Good one, Stella. And I've learned that a lot as well, because most of the times when you have money, the only thing you think of is how to double what you have. And we end up making very not the right decisions, because we just want to we just want to double this money. But it's good to be patient. And finally, one thing that we've learned the hard way is to read the contract and read the little clauses. But anyway, who reads contracts? Normally we look at this as like the way we look at terms and conditions when we buy products, but it's very, very important. For example, I mean, particularly when getting into huge contracts like building contract or insurance, like life insurance covers or total permanent disability covers, have some clauses or have some terms and conditions that you really need to make sure you read, because this will hugely impact your life. Absolutely. So for us, particularly, and this is in both myself and Stella's case, we realized that we should have read our contracts properly, especially for the building contract, because most of these builders will put clauses that will tie you up. For example, in terms of the building term, if it's 2 years, they might put an extension there, something written really small, that in case there are factors that are beyond their control, you have nothing but just wait until the build is finished. And how does this impact you? Yes, if you have to wait for your house to be built in 2 to 3 years, it will impact you hugely. For example, you'll continue paying rent as well as paying the interest, because as soon as the bank gives you a loan, they start charging you interest. You'll pay rent, and especially now in Perth, rent increases pretty much every month, and it is so expensive. So please look at the contract. Take your time. I know it's really boring and not many people like to go through those terms that sound more like jargon, but take your time, read the clauses, and if possible, before you sign the contract, also put your clause there. For example, especially on the completion time, put a clause that says that if this is not completed within this given time, then the builder should be able to pay your rent or should be able to pay the interest on your mortgage. So at least now we know if we have to build again, or if we have to enter into such form of contract, we know where to negotiate from.
Yeah, absolutely. That definitely hits home very well, so much to me, because at work, as financial people working in finance, we have to read contracts. We have to read page to page when doing things for our employees. But why can't we apply the same when it comes to our
that's
online,
where we drew the line.
Exactly. It's crazy. Sometimes you're too excited about the deal, and sometimes we trust the systems that are there, that we think that, just because we're in Australia, sometimes we are more trusting. Of course, coming from other countries, we're more trusting of the system. But our experience has taught us, as Fran has said, to read the fine print, to read the contract. And sometimes if you do not have understanding of everything, get a third party to assess it and see whether this is the best deal. So because sometimes big companies will always look out for themselves, and I think it's high time that we all start looking out for ourselves as well. So
Absolutely.
Very well said. Yeah. Well, on that note, I don't think I have anything else really.
Yeah, I think we'll make it nice and sweet and finish it like that.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for always watching, always subscribing. If you have any interesting topic that you'd like us to tackle, please let us know, or also give us the hard lessons that you've learned this year. I know the year is almost coming to an end, but if there's anything that you've learned or the hard way or in a positive way, feel free to share. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. See you again in the next one. Bye-bye.
See ya. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.